Why, hello. I don't know why I did not have my transition. Doesn't matter because we're live. I am happy to have you guys here with me on Assembly SC2 AI. Let's code a bot. I'm Drekken, and we're going to code a bot that wins together. And essentially, what we like to do here on Assembly is we're working on a group project, and we're trying to make this bot work in the smartest way possible. So, just to keep you up to speed, in assembly, this is like a mob programming session, and so you'll have myself who's driver. If we have any of our members come in, they'll be navigating, we'll rotate suites, and then we'll have you who are the mob if you're in the chat, or even if you come and watch the VOD later, you will be able to do a little bit of reviewing on what happened in it. So we're working on a project, and actually I'll pause my music here. And this project is a micro TerranBot, and the micro ladder has changed, and so what we're doing now is to adapt and try to find a new way to be interesting, because we don't get to do a lot of strategic moves with this microbot like we did in the previous microbot. This is going to be more on micro heavy and how we micro the units as opposed to strategic decisions, which I'm a little disheartened by, but it's fine. That's what it is and what it is. So you might be asking yourself, or it might be like, okay, well, what are we going to do? What kind of cuts? I mean, what kind of like actual stuff can we do to make this a meaningful bot? And you would be right to say that, like, how can this be a meaningful bot if we don't have any strategic decisions? I spent some time researching, and I got some ideas, and we're going to go over those ideas of how we can make this bot really cool together. So uh, without further ado, let's jump into the bot. Normally, what we start to do when we do our coding is we like to what we like to do when we start our coding, we actually like to get our chance to make our review how our bot did on the ladder. But it's not on the ladder yet, so we're actually I'm gonna show you something cool, because I thought this was cool. We did a session in yesterday. Oh, sorry, on Friday we did a session every month. The last Friday of the month, I do a debug session where we get together as a community and we kind of talk about a bot. And Bot Tato has been the bot who has been on the hot seat lately, and so he showed me something really cool, and hopefully I can pull this up and show this to you, because that would be really cool as well. Think. Good. I got it. Okay. There it is. Okay. So what you can see here is a like stats down. Oh, pull that out of there. So what you can see is a stats of a bot. You can see like what a bot, like its stats. I thought this was a really super cool site I wanted to pull out, and you can see like the different stats. I actually haven't got a chance to really dig and understand how this works, but I just thought the idea, you can see like win rate, ELOs, whatever, that's cool, but like best army composition, this is new. I've never seen this before. I don't know how it's getting that stat. I'm guessing it's the API from the AI arena. Really cool and crazy. Technology score, enemy score, military score, have no clue how it's calculating it, but I like numbers, so we can make that work. Oh, there's like even a tournament cutoff. I love this. I love this site. I love this site. So, it is a really cool site, super useful, really interesting. Would recommend. It is AIarenaSuperskill.me. Not sure of this URL or why it's that URL, but I love this site. I'm actually going to do a quick moment here. I'm going to make sure that our live stream has StarCraft in it. Just a little bit of house cleaning on the stream's end. Oh, maybe I can't even do that while the stream is live. Oh, I can. Okay, I can make sure StarCraft is just named in the title. There we go. Terran Microbot. Got it. Just had to make sure it's in the right playlist. Okay. So That's cool. We're not so we can actually check out Pigbot, which is the our main melee Terran melee bot, which I think next week we should actually get back to it. So I don't know what these mean. I'm gonna guess green is win, red means loss, and then a star must mean a tie. And we have a lot of ties, actually. What does sparring mean? Take a plunge into the. I don't know what this means. Is this like our worst matchups? Top 12 sparring opponents in the same division with a 10 less matchup percent. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing this means we win the matches? Or is this like a bar graph that says like how many matches we've played and like what the outcome is? So we've won 50% of these against 49 Terrapin, we've won. We have a losing rate 72, Nita 28%, Chance 25%. I actually almost want to switch gears and go back onto this bot because I think we might have a little quiet night. But I said I was going to do Terran, so I will do it. I really want to go back and fix some of these problems, and so we'll do that next week. So next week we're going back. We're gonna get a little bit stuff done today, and then I'm gonna switch, just because I really would like to work on this Protoss bot a bit. But for now, that was wanted to show you that. Then can I show you? Okay. So here's our overall view. What we're going with this TerranBot. We're just focusing on just high skirmishes, high DPS, maximizing DPS in its formation is the goal. So a couple of things we're gonna get pre-split before moving out. So kind of make sure that the units aren't clumped up. Conclave for maximum surface, so when they come across their enemy, maximum force, flexibles for focus fire, aggressive stutter step, and pullback micro. So that's what the plan is. And let's see if I can show our a little bit of our other plan. Okay, good. I got that up. Okay, so yeah, we got like a little bit of a roadmap going on. So we did implement stutter step. We could develop the heal logic for medevacs. But before that, we actually have to start getting units into their respective. We can actually start putting the music back on now. So we need to get the units in their respective, groups. So like we have the different tags, we can tag them, but we also want to put them in like groups of squads. So we're gonna start putting units in squads, and kind of want to think about how units are gonna be squads. So obviously we're gonna have Marines, medevacs in one squad, and then we're gonna probably want to think of, we're gonna have the Marines and Marauders in one squad. We'll put medevacs in their own squad. What other units do we got here? Let's actually pop up units for a sec. So then we're gonna want to have Marines, medevacs, Marines and Marauders in their own squad. We'll want Reapers in their own squad. Hellions in their own squad. Ravens. We're probably going the medevac squad. You can have it like as a support squad. And then SCVs in their own squad because their own. Actually, SCVs and Hellions can kind of be in their own squads. SCVs, Hellions, because we want like the melee like units, melee type units doing that. And then siege tanks in their own squad. Cyclones could probably be in the same squad as, I don't know. Cyclones have lock-on, so they might be best served in their own. Maybe in the siege tank squad? I don't know. Maybe it's best to have Cyclones on their own as well. Reapers in their own squad. I'd probably put Ghosts in the same Marine and Marauder squad. So Ghosts, Marines, Marauders, like that. Reapers, control them separately because they're going to be doing all sorts of weird stuff. Hellions and SCVs in their own squads. Cyclones in their own squads. Siege tanks in their own squads. Medevacs and Ravens maybe in the same squad. Okay, so let's start adding some squad stuff in. Now I'm a little rusty with the squads, so we're gonna pull up the Eris framework and just do a quick a refresher on squads, because I've not actually coded squads since when did I do squads last? Probably Pigbot. I probably did squads, and even then, I can't say that I didn't really diversify the squads too much. Which is why it's gonna be good practice, because you know I didn't really play around with squads much, and I probably should. You're gonna need to play around with squads. Okay, let's talk about squads here. Let's go down into squads and behaviors. We do a little bit of a quick reading and overview. Why opt for unit squads and group behaviors? Enable squadrons of units to function cohesively as a group rather than as individual units, lacking consideration of the collective strength of the face of the nearby enemy. Gain visibly into the spatial distribution of our units. Recognizing scenarios, our main squad may have fewer units than smaller squads moving across the map. This could prompt strategic decisions such as pulling back, allow units to converge, embrace the concept of group thinking like a squad, unlocking the potential of human-like control where all units respond to a single coordinated action. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So squads would probably benefit then. I actually don't even know if medevacs would benefit from squads. You may not actually need to put medevacs in their own squad, because they don't really need to take group action. You know, we could maybe just give them yeah, they may not need their own squad. They might need their own control group though, because I have them in this control group 1. So you might just control them in control group 1 and call it a day. Ravens. We'll leave that to go. Cyclones for sure. Cyclones. Hellions for sure. Siege tanks. I don't really think they need to be a squad, because you're not really. What kind of group actions are you gonna take with siege tanks? Reapers, yes. Ghosts, yes. And then Marines and Marauders can stay in their same. Okay, so group behavior to begin with a basic example. TerranBot. Actually, I don't need that example. I already know how that works. So we have squads. So we can create a method for squads. So we got to create a method first. I have to say, I wasn't ever a big fan of how some of this tutorial is written out. It's a little confusing, but it's fine. Our roach squad maneuver works well, but controlling roaches as a group has a significant flaw. Imagine a roach squad is scattered across the map, issuing standard group forward to roaches that don't have nearby enemies ineffective. Moreover, calculating close enemies in our group becomes inaccurate, leading to undesirable. Thankfully, we can utilize squads in areas to split our hit squad into logical groups. Enhance control roach hit squad method to incorporate this. I actually am not a fan of how this is written. Even though I've done it like 4 times, I still find it confusing. I should probably just get like an AI to just help me understand how this page works. You know? I wonder if I can do that. Hold on. Let's try. I just need a very straightforward explanation. Let's see. Can you... Let me just close this page so you can see. Can you web? Was it link? How does it go again? It's a web. Read this. Help me understand how it works in Eris. Oh, so good. Let's see it, review it, and then it'll give me like an answer. I get it. I understand it in basic, like in a general terms. And I've had this conversation with Rasper about trying to understand it. Maybe I'm an idiot. Who knows? Okay, here's a breakdown of how unit squads and group behaviors work in Ares. Uses squad cohesive control squad units to act as a group, not as individuals, eliciting their collective strength against nearby enemies. Okay, I knew that. You're gain insight into unit distribution, which helps in making strategic decisions. Regrouping if a squad is too small. Enables people like Courtney. Yeah, that's like the obvious. Okay, but what's the difference between roles? What is the difference between roles and squads? That always got me. Great question here. Clear explanation. Roles and squads and areas for generally in bot design. Definition of role is a logical label or category assigned to a unit, indicating its intended function or purpose in your strategy. Attack, defending, scouting, control group 1. Yeah, okay. You assign a role to each unit. All Zerglings get attacking, overlords get scouting, blah, blah, blah. You can retrieve all units within a given role using the mediator. Okay. Roles are used to organize units by their strategic purpose, making it easy to issue different commands into different types. Then why would I want to use a squad? A squad is a especially close group of units that share the same role. Oh, so you have to actually pick it by space. So you have to kind of make sure the space of when you pick the units are the same. Deciding roles, you can use Ares get squad method to break all units within a given role into smaller, spatially grouped squads. Each squad is a collection of units that are physically near each other on the map. Squads allow you more gradual effective group behavior. So you can actually probably deploy groups in different areas, I presume, or squads in different areas by ensuring commands are given to the units that are close together rather than scattered all over the map. Okay, so yes, okay, so you can use squad as basically like a bounding circle within a certain radius. Squad roles are like job titles. Squads are like teams of people with the same job title who are standing near each other and act together. See, this is what I needed to hear. This is the explanation that like clinches it. Roles are the job titles, and squads are like teams of people with the same job titles who are standing near each other, but act together as a unit. Got it. In practice, all roaches are attacking, all zerglings are defending. All attacking roaches are split into squads based on... So I can actually just leave everything in attacking, because everything is attacking except for control group 1. Since we don't need defending. I see how this works now. Now this makes sense, because then you can then... Like if you want to do... Let's say if you're doing a regular StarCraft scenario, you could actually say, okay, if there's an air unit... Switch all stalkers to defending, and then choose the stalker within a certain area as a squad and then you could probably do a calculation on based on the target, based on the danger of the unit, how much of the stalkers to gather. So you can select stalkers near the base with the defending role, bound them, put them as a squad, send them in to go attack, do this attack. So actually that's pretty cool. It is a lot more flexible. That makes sense. I was not, yeah, again, like the instructions on the Ares documentation is not helpful. I think it's not very, sorry, it's not helpful. It's not clear. It's very convolutes the concepts, and I find that hard to follow, but it's fine. I get it. I think if I was to rewrite this, I would explain the concepts first. I would actually state this is what it is and this is what it isn't. All right, this is what you use them for, and then break them in. Yeah. I actually don't like how this is written. I'll probably write my own one day, or do a video on it, like specific video on it, because I am not a fan of how this is written. Anyways, I'm not gonna stop complaining and let's go start coding it in. So we already got our roles. We're gonna have to do squads. So yeah, so we will just have to make squads. Cool. Let's do squads then. I don't think there's a need to do. So we'll put all the medevacs in one squad. Let's make a run, make sure the running is working. Oh, this is not Python. We have to do. Oh, we need to do a thing. Shit. We need to do poetry. I don't know if it's gonna run. Well, it did run. Wow, weird. Why is this so huge? There we go. I wasn't sure why it was so big. So it's Marines to start. They do the little stutter step. And they win. Cool. Stutter step, stutter step, stutter step. And they win. Stutter step, stutter step, stutter step. And then they win. Marauders, stutter step, stutter step, stutter step. Stutter step, and then they win. Cool. Stutter step, stutter step. Okay. So we actually could do the first ones, could be Reapers. We'll probably do Reapers in their own groups. Interesting enough, we could actually maybe do some Reaper squads, like break the Reapers into multiple squads. Jesus, what happened here? We're gonna end up wanting to do smart targeting too. So maybe, so we maybe actually wanted in those, like in that instance, we may actually even want to say target or over target the banelings in that particular round. Oh, I didn't do poetry again. I forgot to do poetry. Still runs, but this is such an OP round because stalkers are weak to immortals, but whatever. That is such a terrible and hard round for Terran. I mean, for Protoss, but whatever. I even wonder if I have to even code anything. Look how, like, essentially, I don't want to say easy, but it looks very easy for Terran. I'm wondering if I should it's okay. Let's start putting some of these on yours. I'm actually going to create a new one. I'm actually going to preserve that. So group behavior. Actually, I wonder if I could just actually just give this cascade and get it to code it. Could I do that? Why not? I mean, do I really have to code it? Do I want to code it by hand? Or do I just want to just... Yeah, let's just get it to code it. It's already read it. So might as well just tell it to code it for me. Let's see. How many credits do I have? Oh, it's back to normal. Okay, so let's go to Sonnet. I like Sonnet a lot, so let's do Sonnet again. I should remember to close that. I don't want to keep that popped up. Okay, so let's say create for me a squad for, let's keep it simple. Create for me a squad for Marines and Marauders. And my combat, so actually we have a core army. I wonder if we should actually create, this core army is the main army. So let me ask this thing a question before I get it to do this. So do you create multiple methods for different armies? Because we could actually break them off and make them armies or squads. Or do you have a main army and make squads within them? So actually, maybe if we, I mean, we don't have to, like, this is a game more complex than it has to be because this is so small. Yeah, because, okay, so it is suggesting, oh, there's different, we can take different approaches to it. It's like you can go looking at your main army, function, areas, framework design. You have flexibility in how you structure your code. There are 2 common approaches. Hopefully I'm not blocking this so you can see this. Multiple methods or different army types. This involves creating separate methods of functionality difference. So you have your main army, harass squad, defense squad. Main army with dynamic squads. This is use area squads to break into a single role into multiple partial squads. This is kind of what I like to do, especially for this microbot. For most SE2 bots, a hybrid approach use for strategic categorization, main army, unit attacking, harassment units harassing, defense, use squads for tactical execution. Within each role, use get squad to break into special groups, apply micro behaviors to each squad separately. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna just apply it into our core army. Yeah, no need to make it too granular. Let's oh, I did put Sonnet in there. Okay, let's go back to Sonnet and then say okay within my combat file, create a squad for Marines and Marauders. Do we have to name the squads? We'll call this like the Bio Squad. We'll call it like, I don't know. Do you name squads? Do you name squads? I can't remember. You know, and this is actually what ended up being the part that like super annoyed me, because it says he actually put squads in the method, and I thought that's how you make the squads, but the squads actually not how you, that's not actually how you do the squads. Or at least that's how I've come to understand it. So 6 minutes, self-assigned units, self-time, self-hit squad, self-assigned squad, roaches, roach, control group 1. So he gives it the unit role control group 1. From unit force, provide them with a new role, and we can now control these forces separately. Now onto the fun part, curating group maneuvers. Maybe just giving them a target, which is advanced toward moreover, or duplicated actions to prevent action spam. Similar individual group behaviors should be orchestrated in priority order. Here it is. Our squad groups works well, but controlling roaches as a group has this kind of a flaw. Okay, so this is where he does the squads. So squads, self-mediator, squads and unit squad for squad and squads. Okay, so let's say create a squad for Marines and Marauders in my core army. So let's see what happens here. So I know what this is supposed to look like. So let's see how this So right now it'll probably remove the unit in forces and put them in squads. Weird. While it works on that, I'm going to actually review how this works again. Self-control unit, hit squad. You put it in a location. So you probably have to make sure within it, you probably have to do a check. Oh, he does it. Okay, so, okay. It's finished. So it does do a check. I actually don't like that it put them inside the core army. I actually prefer my imports outside of my methods, but taking that aside, let's see what it did here. Filter out Marines and Marauders. I don't know if you had to go that far. Yeah, I don't like how that worked. I probably should have just probably shouldn't have used Sonnet. Probably should have just used GPT 4.1. Sonnet sometimes gets a little overzealous when what it's doing. With bio units. Oh, but this is right though. So Marines equals forces, unit type Marines. Marauders equals forces, unit type Marauders. So the filter is fine. Bio units equals Marines plus Marauders. And then you put other units. That's fine. If bio units, for bio units, units and bio units, if they already have a role. They already have a role. I don't think my dude used it properly. What does it do here? If bio units. So this is right here for unit and bio units. Wait, why did it do it twice? Oh, this is the else. So we actually don't need it before if there's no enemy units. I should have told it only do it when there's enemy units. So this was not necessary. So we'll probably kill this and only keep it the else in here. This only needs to really be in here. So we don't really need to assign. Oh, but it's outside the if statement. So okay, so let's say first of all, put imports at the top. Then why does it do stutter step forward? It's always stutter step back, my dude. Top, then use stutter step back and not forward. I don't know why it said stutter step back. Keep in mind in main I already assign units to the attacking what did I do? Attacking group, attacking role. Can pull them from there. Also, what do I need you to do? They only need to be broken into groups. Only to be broken into groups. Only to be broken into groups if there is an enemy unit. So, an enemy unit present. See what it does with that. So you have to remember when you're using these AIs, you should actually give it as much context as possible. If you don't, then it'll just operate in a vacuum. And that can be problematic, obviously, for this very reason. Because it was like, oh, I'm just going to build it here, right here in this thing. I'm like, I already did this stuff. Just import it in. And I forgot my rule is normally to say, hey, make sure you understand my code base first before we start and then get started. But I forgot, and I always forget, and that's why this always happens, because I don't remember to say to it, hey, read my code base first. Once you know my code base, then let's do this thing. But it's fine. Okay, let's see what happened here. It's okay, that's good. Oh, it's doing group back. Interesting, I see. Okay. I guess it's a question. Do we want the Marines and Marauders to move as a group as opposed to be moving as individual units? That is a good question. Huh. Now I realize why we're going to do squads, because you're going to want them to move as a group. I think ship. I think we should. I think we should have the Marines and Marauders move as a group backwards. Let's do that for now. I think from a StarCraft perspective, because there is some superiority for the units to move like individual units, but I don't know. I think it's a little bit better because that's the power of a bot, right? Like a bot can ultimately do whatever it wants, and you can control every unit individually. Huh. I mean, I should do some tests. Okay, well, I think moving, because if you want to, let's see, if you want to do stutter forward as it was actually trying to do, if you, like, so let's say if there's a tank, you're gonna want to do stutter forward as a group so that they all concentrate their attack on one major unit. So stutter forward as a group, 100%. As they're moving by themselves individually, is that effective? Is that micro effective? I don't know. I'm a little torn. Because you don't want oh, hey Dyson. Hey Dyson. Like I don't know. Do you want to, like, it's weird because I don't know if Because if you want to stutter step like a Colossus or a tank, you definitely want to move as yeah, Dyson. That's obviously if whichever one wins the most games you're gonna want to do. But from strategically, I've watched a billion StarCraft games, and I'm trying to think what's going to be the best way, because obviously this is what humans are to do. They're going to move them as a group, and this is just how humans play. They move them as a group. But as a bot technically can individually, a bot can individually just move a unit. I'm actually going to do this. I wonder if I can like a little speculate here with ChatGPT. So actually I'm going to open a new one. I'm going to say like hypothetical here. Hypothetical. In StarCraft 2. Actually, we're not going to use Claude for this. We're just going to use our free ChatGPT 4.1 in StarCraft 2. In StarCraft 2, units like Marines. In StarCraft 2 Pro Play. Units like Marines. Because we may only want to use squads if we want to rush down a particular unit. So let's say if there's a tank, or if there's a Archon, or if there's a Colossus. There's no Colossus in this, but let's say there is a bulky unit. You're gonna want to move as one, and you're gonna want to focus fire as one, so you can focus fire down the unit really quickly, and you're gonna want to stutter forward. On tanks specifically, you're gonna stutter forward, and then on Colossus you'll stutter back, but on tanks you'll want to stutter forward. Maybe even on Cyclones you'll want to stutter forward. What will you want else? You want to stutter forward on? What else would you stutter forward on? Mainly tanks. Tanks are who you're gonna stutter forward on. You're not gonna stutter forward on tanks, but nothing else. I don't imagine anything else you're gonna stutter forward on. Maybe Cyclones. Everything else you'd stutter back on. Same thing with Stalkers. You're gonna want to stutter forward, blink forward. You're gonna do that kind of stuff. Okay, hypothetical StarCraft 2 Pro player units like Marines and Marauders move as one unit, as one group when attacking, but bots can move individual units separately for DPS, which is better. Yes, so this is right. So it's usually done as a ball or a buyer ball for easier micro, stutter stepping, kiting, and focus firing. This is because humans have limited APM and cognitive load. The cons can lead to overkill. This is what I was thinking of, is that you can actually end up doing overkill. Bots can theoretically micro every unit independently, assigning each unit a unique target, maximizing overkill, maximize DPS. They can also perfectly spread out to avoid splash and kite with frame perfect timing. The cons: this requires fixated targeting. That's not a call. That's not at all on hard. It's actually pretty good. So technically, individually, DPS is going to be better if it's individually micro. DPS due to a reduced overkill and perfect target distribution. So maybe it's better we actually do a target perfect focus fire when needed. Sniping high value targets, perfect kiting, no wasted movement frames. Lower effective DPS due to overkill and less optimal focus ease here. Huh? It knew. That's funny because it knows about Eris and Micro Machine. That's so fucking cool. It knows about Eris and Micro Machine. Uses individual units to assign unit targets to each unit. Kite, dodge, AoE. This results in higher effective DPS than a human can achieve per pathfinding. If units are too spread out, some units may be out of range. Splash damage. For maximum DPS bot style, individual control is superior as it eliminates overkill and maximizes the damage shot per fire. I guess really it comes down to then if we want to give ourselves an artificial rule of that our bots have to play like a human. I kind of had that rule with my other bot, is that I wanted it to play like a human. So that was kind of my GPT famous. My unwritten rule was that I wanted the bot to play like a human. So do we want to keep that? I think we should. I think that it is. I think making our bots human-like is a important role. I think so. Yeah, if I, you know what, if I say it out loud, I think we should actually have that limitation, because for me, having our bots being human-like, I think is valuable. A human can't control all the the individual units, and though it is more effective, I think having that limitation that we make our bot play human like is better overall. Why? I don't know, that's just always been a goal for me. I think making a bot should be human like. It should play within the same constraints of a human. I originally disagreed with this at the start of the year, but the more I thought about it, I think it's better for the bots to play within the human constraints, and within that human constraints that they you learn to master and improve upon the same constraints that humans have in the games that they play, right? So that is a philosophy. There's no real rule against that. There's no there's nothing that says I have to do it like that, but I mean, I kind of want to put that rule, so let's do it. We're gonna operate in squads. We're gonna pretend like our bot is a human and it's limited by. We're not gonna do the APM part because I think that I don't know how to do that yet. I don't even know how you can. I was told you can limit the APM of a bot, but I'm not familiar with how to do that. So we're not gonna do that today, but we're gonna kind of. I don't think there's one single correct philosophy when it comes to bot. There isn't. And Dyson, I'm not saying my philosophy is correct, but I think that is, I think that's my philosophy personally. So that's my way I'm going about it, is I want to go about this way. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, not because I think mine's is the ultimate philosophy, but it is my personal philosophy that I think the bots should have, or at least my bots will have, an element of. Now, that goes to question if a bot, we're getting a little philosophical in here, because if a bot technically can defy what a human can do within the confines and constrictions of a human, is that allowed? Am I being too granular here? Because technically the bots have perfect vision, right? They can see everything. They have unlimited reaction. They don't get tired. Now I just got myself into an existential crisis. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world, I guess, if it's okay, let's test what this had been put in. Might have to think about that. I guess it's really, what am I trying to achieve, right? Do I want my bots to outdo humans at their own game, or do I want my bot to essentially master the game beyond humans? Let's say if a bot plays like a human and it beats a human in the same way, but the bot can see and it never falls, it never gets tired, it never gets cognitive load, it can see anything that comes its way. I don't know, is that a victory? Sure, right? It's a bot. That's the thing. That's what bots do. They can see whatever they want to see. But why constrain it to the weakness of the flesh, right? Jesus. It lost. But again, yeah, there's no really there might be no reason to constrain it to the weakness of the flesh, right? If it can do what it needs to do, then there's no need to make it. If it, there's no need for it to actually micro like a human. You know, the AI should go unleashed, right? It can go to the maximum level without concern or care or concern. And it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to play by our rules. It can do whatever it wants. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. What happened here? Let's see. So it seemed to work, which is good. It did stutter unit back instead of maybe what I wanted to do is stutter group back. So if nearby units, let's do a test instead of using let's use the stutter group back and see what happens. Let's double check how stutter group back works. So let's say instead, let's go back to Sonnet. Instead of using stutter unit back for the Marines and Marauders, let's use stutter group back. Make sure a few errors on how it works. Yeah, so let's try stutter group back. I don't think I've ever got stutter group back to work. I have tried many times. I've never gotten stutter group back to work. So let's see what happens. Oh, you went to go learn. That's cute. I went to go learn how stutter group back works for me. So they're kind of like cool. It did like a squad against squad unit attacking. So it does that. Unit Marines and Marauders. Unit wins. Oh man, it actually did it really well too. Really, I like this. It really did bio squads right. I didn't even get. I forgot to check over its code, but it really did. It did it really good. So. Okay. So let's see if stutter group back works. I've never seen it freaking work ever. So let's see if I can get it working now. I've never seen it work. I wonder if even if you had stutter group back and then you had them like hyper focus on a unit. Like, what if you could calculate the exact amount of DPS required to take down a unit and assign the right amount of units to it? That would be kind of interesting, right? Like you knew the exact amount of exactly the amount to kill each unit. Let's see it. Does it do it? Hey, oi. This is weird. I can't tell if that worked or not. That's a little odd. This is only been Marina Marauders that do the stutter step back. Oh, that actually kind of worked. Oh, they're doing it. They're doing it. That's actually kind of cool. Oh shit, I don't know if that was actually that good though. Look at that. Yeah, that actually, so they did it. They did stutter step back. But man, that did not work well. And I think that actually ended up being poor. So they looks like they stutter step back, but I would say it ended up having worse results overall, which is a little disappointing. Maybe let's check another one. It's a little disappointing, actually. So it looks like they did do stutter step back, but yeah, it ends up seems to be worse results. And I have like the theory could be is that there, surface area is, and it's just like it said, right? It's maybe just poor DPS. No, my game just crashed. It's poor DPS. Turns out it's just like, poor DPS. It's what else? I mean, it boils down to poor DPS and just like bad surface area. Wow, it just keeps closing. Yeah, I just like we're leaning to just bad DPS. I do like how it is. So look at this. Yeah, I think ultimately it comes down to, I think it's just like bad DPS. Yeah. Oh my God, we lost. That's such like an easy win for weird. Weird. Yeah, results are worse. Yeah, these are terrible results. That's unfortunate. Yeah, those are terrible. Okay. That's unfortunate. But is there any way to? Yeah, there's no way to kind of make this any better. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping, like, it's gonna make sense when you want to rush down. Obviously, when you want to rush down a tank, you're gonna want to do that. But so weird. Okay, we'll just have to reverse. Yeah, let's go back to studying it back, see how it looks. Okay. So what we might want to do then is, like, we'll say if there's a tank, if the group has a tank, and then we'll have then the bio ball gets together, and then they target down the tanks until there's no one in their tanks, and they go back to what they're doing. And they, instead of stuttering back, they stutter forward. But even then, as a group, I don't. Yeah, DPS wise, it ends up being better. I see why now. Because when you stutter together as a group, some of them stop shooting, right? And so if some of them stop shooting, I don't know why they're. That's weird. They didn't stutter back on that one. Why are they not? Okay, they're not stuttering back. Why are they not stuttering back? If nearby enemy. Get unit in range. If nearby enemy. This looks right. Yeah, it's using this closest to. So it's like, if nearby enemy, for unit in squads, try closest enemy, closest to nearby enemies, stun a unit back. That's right. I wonder if this is getting in the way of it. So actually, instead of a move group, we have individual A move. What is it? Is it A move unit or A move? A move is just A move. So yeah, I think it's A move group that's messing around with it. So we might be able to just go something like, is this like if nearby units? Oh, that's right. Actually, we want it for this. You wanted to go, oh, if individual units, then if that, then a move group. If there's no enemy units. And it's like squad maneuver. You don't need a grid. This is not necessary. Squad maneuver, that, and then because there's no else. So if unit is we could probably have this as else instead of like so like else. Like that. Let's try that. So that should be like if there's a unit, if there are, you know, that should probably give the best results. Oh my god, now they're not even stutter stepping. Let's remove this. Let's try. So a move unit might actually have been ruining it. Okay, now they're starting back. Better. I don't know why that was no stutter stepping though. That was weird. Something's off here. Yeah, something's off. Heroin. Yeah. Hello, my dude. It is the only correct option. You are correct. That's actually not true. Protoss bot is technically the correct option, but we're here trying to figure out why the stutter stepping isn't working as it should. Maybe it's ended up being, maybe it's making it too complicated. I'm actually gonna take out this. Take out the try. See how this works. So we'll just use the Scython. I think this the Scython closest to. It's gonna work. I think that's fine. I don't think we need to do the try and accept it, you know, whatever. These fallbacks. Man, StarCraft's constantly crashing. So yeah, we have if an enemy unit. Actually, how is it detecting enemy unit? You know what? I will double check how it's doing that. Maybe it's how it detects nearby enemies is the problem. We'll look into how it does that in a second. Okay, it's actually doing a bit better now. But look at that. Why are they standing at these roaches? That's so fucking weird. They should be constantly stutter stepping. There's something going on with how they're detecting when to stutter step. Look at those marauders. They just took it. They should have been stutter stepping the entire time. I just realized that this is on creep. What a weird scenario. Okay, something's off. Let's take a look at how it's calculating nearby units. So nearby enemies equals units. Bot meteor get units in range. This is a real thing. So where is this in range of? Oh, of the squad center. Interesting. So it's actually if of the squad center. Maybe we should increase the range to 15. Let's see how that works. That's what it is. It's checking like the radius around the squad if they're enemy units. So if they split up, some units are not detecting there's an enemy nearby, which might be a problem. Maybe it's using the squad centers at the right way. Oh my god, this game keeps crashing. Like another way we could do it. We could have each unit perhaps detect if there's an enemy unit nearby. But then that kind of makes things a little weird because or actually we could increase this. Okay, actually we could increase the range of the squad radius. I mean, truth be told, maybe we should just totally ditch the whole squad thing. And only leave it for, since we're doing individual units, it may not even be necessary. Yeah, look at that. That actually worked a lot better now, but so actually let's if we increase the radius of the squad to say 10, That'll change that. But I was thinking we should maybe just ditch the whole squad thing altogether, because we already established that we're not going to really be using the group maneuvers anyways. And since we're not using the group maneuvers anyways, there's no real point of a squad. Yeah. And we only need to do squads. Wait, you know, Kaylin, you're here. Kaylin, I need to ask you a question. Actually, you're here. You're going to know better than I, because you're Terran. If you want to, hopefully you're still here. Let me know if you're still here, Kaylin. You're going to be probably the best person to ask this question. Yeah, that you might even forego all the squads, and then we're just want to use the squad when there's okay. When is the bet, like, for pro players, for players in general, when you want to A move as a group, you mainly want to do that like stutter step forward. That's going to be like if you want to rush down something like a Colossus or a tank, right? Is there a time you're going to want to stutter step the whole group back? Like, for example, is it better for each individual unit to stutter step on its own, or to stutter step as a group? Because I say this because I just did some tests. Obviously, it was really bad for this bot, but like in a human Terran player, you're gonna stutter step as a group because that's what you got. But as a bot, you could individually stutter step, so technically it should be better, correct? So when would be a good time to do a group stutter step as a bot? Only when rushing down tanks? No, stutter step forward if you're rushing down tanks, or stutter stepping forward if you're rushing down tanks. What's it called again? Tanks, Colossus, and what are those Terran units that siege in the air? My brain just totally blanked on them. What are they called again? Terran air siege units. Look up that unit. My brain just didn't work. Liberators. Oh my god, yeah, liberators. So you're probably gonna do, yes. So liberators, you're gonna want to stutter step liberators. If you're rushing down tanks, I would say the arcing is more important than the stutter step. Interesting. Oh, because you disperse everything. So maybe even we could probably even forego all this stutter stepping and just like group stuff and just focus on like formations. Formations actually probably gonna have a much more huge and more effect than all this stutter stepping, because like if we have our units in a certain position first and move in a certain position, then that's gonna be better than worrying about group stutter stepping. So I'm gonna do the maybe unpopular removing of all the stuff we did. And instead, if we just do the formations and let each unit just stutter step as they need to be, that actually might be better. And then liberators might be better to stutter, but I don't think this micro stuff has liberators, so I don't think to worry about that. So let's see how this looks again. So then what we might want to think about is like, how do we want to think about formations? Yeah, the Liberators don't do splash. You're right, they're less scary. We could still use squads for formations though. So if I think we could probably use squads to set up a formation of how units should how they should move. Yeah, look how this is actually so clean right now. Yeah, this is so much more efficient. Now this is like, now it's winning because it's so much more efficient. So maybe what we want to do we're just essentially like, if there's no enemy units, period. So maybe what we want to do, let's look at our roadmap again. So heal logic for medevacs, cyclone like lock-ons, ghost EMPs, that's in the other one. So right now, I guess maybe we want to do something with the Reapers. We can maybe do something with the Reaper abilities. I have a Reaper, something, the Reaper abilities. Because I think if we just have the Reaper abilities and then some sort of easy formation. If I wanted to do a Conclave, let's actually talk to ChatGPT about it. So I'm thinking about, let's say, if I wanted to do a formation, I think what we'll want to start off with is a conclave, right? Like if we want our units to do form a conclave, like you could do it mathematically, probably best, but you could also do it the way humans do it, where they like pull back the middle of the things to the back and get them to stand at maximum range. So in that case, we actually might need so I reverted back, but what if I wanted to, have, if actually might bring back the bio units. Yeah, so I might actually bring back the bio units like this. Yeah, but instead, yeah, I'm gonna keep this. And we're actually gonna say, oh yeah, that's perfect. So you just say if there's enemy units, period. Perfect. Instead of like, What if we wanted to have it that so if there is bio units, else units, bio squad, get squad, attacking. Would have it that the squad move in a formation to create freedom play. I guess really think about a conclave. Like, what is a conclave? It's like a semicircle, right? I guess maybe the question is like, because like I know some of the bots, when they form conclaves, they will form the conclaves in advance. But maybe that's not the best way, because the way humans form conclave is they move in and then they move in and then they move back, right? So like thinking about it, let me think about this for a second. Maybe I'll pull up a YouTube video. Give me a second. Because I've always understood it that we can do give me a second to look up a YouTube video. I just don't want random YouTube videos to start playing. Because we could maybe think about how humans do conclaves. And then replicate it. You know what? There are not a lot of videos on it, weirdly enough. There is not actually a lot on is it called pullback micro? Give me a sec. Maybe it's just called something differently. It's actually a lot we could do with this. I'm just trying to look up and see if I can find the actual Ah, concaves, not conclaves. It's concaves. Here we go. Okay, I found it. I'll show you the picture I'm looking at right now. I'll share the picture with you. I'm looking at it for concaves. You're not seeing the whole thing. How can I readjust? So this idea here is actually you engage and then you pull the army back, and then you pull some to the left, you pull some to the right, and then you pull the middle up, and then you you attack, and then you let the game automatically form the concave, which is fascinating. So we can either have it that the concave, that we move the units in a concave, because that's what most bots will do. They will actually move their units as a concave. But there is the weakness of that, is that you don't draw the enemy units into the concave, as we're going to see here. Let's see. Like, you'll see this, and it's like, you get this kind of thing where you're like, look. So everyone moves back. And you have the middle. This is actually where squads could come useful. Because we could actually use squads by moving units in different directions to create the concave. And then just attack. And you actually don't do stutter step here. Interesting. So we should actually do stutter step when the health of the unit has reached a certain level. This is something that's interesting, because if we do it like this, where you actually instead, because right now we do stutter step, but we only do stutter step when the unit is below 50%, as opposed to stutter stepping right away. So when the unit's below 50%, then stutter step. If it's not, focus fire. So we have it where it does a move, form a concave. If it's below 50%, stutter step back. Actually, that works really well. We could do that. So I return it back. What did I do? Concave formation where units are spread in an arc or semicircle to maximize the number of units. This is especially effective for ground units like Marine Spies. Just getting a line to say. General approach: determine the center point. Usually attack target along an arc at a fixed radius. Each unit, a position on the arc, issues move attack commands at those positions. So you actually want to make them move. You should calculate the arc positions using trigonometry, angle, radius. Assign each unit a unique point on the arc. Issue move commands at those points before attacking. I'm wondering actually if it's better for us to engage and then pull back. Formation file, you may have a good place to put it. So yeah, going to definitely want to put it in the formation file. But first, what if would it be better to come in, attack the enemy, then move into the concave to draw the enemy back? So what did the video do? I can actually bring back the video. So I feel like it engaged first, almost to bait them in. It's like you go in, you hit, and then you engage into the concave. You go and then you pull back a bit. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's see how hard that is. Attack the enemy. And then move the army, the whole army back. Then form the concave. I guess it disagreed with me. Interesting. It depends on your composition, enemy, army, and your bot micro capabilities. But break down, attack first, then fall back to the concave, move in as a ball, and then attack the enemy, retreat once it's safe. Simple to execute with basic micro. Useful if you need to bait the enemy out of a defensive position to force them into chasing the concave. The enemy is aggressive. You may take damage while retreating, and forming up requires a good timing to avoid losing units during the retreat. That's true. Form the concave before engaging. Move toward the enemy, but stop at a safe distance. Form the concave formation before the fight starts. Once in position, move forward to attack. Maximize DPS from the start of the engagement. Lets you control the terms of the fight. You're already in your ideal formation. Reduces the risk of being caught in a bad position. Slightly more complex to implement, requires precise positioning before attack. If the enemy pushes up into you aggressively, less time to form up. Form the concave before engaging is usually optimal, especially for range armies in Terran Bio. If you get caught out of position, you need to disengage, then retreat. Advanced bot dynamically chooses if you have time, space. You know what? This is what, if I was thinking about talking about implementing reinforcement learning, this is what I would actually want to figure it out. If to choose when to use to concave and when not to. But that's not here and now. Add a function to create John concave. If your combat logic, check distance to enemy. If far, concave, then. Sure, let's do this. You can actually, we'll use Sonnet to implement. Okay, let's pop that in there. Oh, I just realized I had this up the whole time. Okay, let's pop that in there. I actually like the idea because what we would do ideally, I like the code it actually suggested here, was as concave position, 0.2 num units, position, start angle, arc degree divided by 2, angle step, arc degree, max units. Interesting how it's doing that with the max units to describe it. Interesting. Okay, let's do it. Let's try it. It's using it's doing unit move, but I guess we could just you probably don't need to use Eris. You could probably just use a regular move command. What is the Eris move command? So actually, Eris does not have a move command. It just says a move. Question is, do we still want to do squads? Probably can do without the squads. Okay, let's implement this. Let's see. Let's bring it back. Sonnet. And formation py. Maybe I should have actually let 4.1 try. So actually, I've not used 4.1 to create any code. I've only used Sonnet. And maybe 4.1 is better. Okay, well, something else later. I keep forgetting to take down that browser. Oh man, it went a little extra. And it also was wrong. That's the one thing I don't like about Sonic, and that's probably why I shouldn't have done Sonic. It's so extra. Maybe I should have used 4.1. Yeah, I'll use 4.1 next time. Oh, it figured itself out. Good. Overcomplicate this code though, and that might just be Sonnet's bad behavior. It's okay. I'll tell it to simplify it. Okay. Combat decisions should happen in combat, and the formations should simply formations that are modular in nature. So don't over engineer the solution. There we go. Simplify this. Really, I just need this calculation of the conclave position. I think that is what ultimately I'm going to want. I will switch to 4.1 after this. Because actually, this is what I'm going to want here, this concave calculation. It's actually really... Oh, I think it did that. Is that what it did? Yeah, see? Exactly. That's exactly what I was telling you. That's what it should have done from the beginning. Keep the concave positioning here. Call the concave positioning in combat. Don't go fucking wild. And just... Yeah, so it's figured out what I was asking about. Because you just... All I need is the concave formation here. Keep the calculations for the concave in... See, actually it has this move here, but I guess it's just gonna end up calling it as a method, and then from there it'll just issue the move commands as needed. Whoa, what did you do here? Well, let's see what happens. Might switch to 4.1 and see what happens. Hey, Dog Tato. Ah. I didn't actually see if it did the concave, but let's find out. I don't even know if this is working. So now we're going to actually switch it so that pullback only happens. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's doing the concave. Oh, is this doing stutter group? Is this doing stutter step group back? Is this doing stutter step group back? Because if it is, that's a problem. A move group. It is doing stutter. Oh crap! It's doing a stutter step group back. No, it isn't. Hold on. It is. I mean, we didn't turn. I think it's not actually a behavior. He doesn't really know how to. Yeah, because you can't really do it as a behavior because we didn't register it as an Eris. Actually, you know what? We could actually make it a custom behavior in Eris. I didn't really think about it like that. We could turn it into a custom behavior. We could make a custom behavior. I guess really the question is, so we can turn all our formations into custom Eris behaviors and just summon them that way. Okay, formations incorrectly. We need to do a custom behavior. Eris, we get it like this. Now we don't have to do custom behavior. We can do something else. But let's say what happens. We tell it to just read custom behaviors and just get it to custom behavior. All right, let's see. Actually, I'm starting to like 4.1. I thought I was gonna be more in favor of Sonnet, but 4.1 doesn't seem to be so fucking greedy as Sonnet is, and Sonnet seems to just go all over the place and does whatever it wants. Though I'm not sure what the disadvantage of not using the process of thinking of 4.1 is. It's like Sonnet thinks, right? And it'll go over and over and it'll like come up with some pretty good solutions overall, but maybe this is actually the better way to go. And I'm hoping it's going to be cleaner. Because like Sonnet is all over the place. It's like a little greedy, pretty greedy. Yeah, so this is actually gonna have, so I see the difference now. So I'll have to actually individually be, you know, step by step, say, okay, then do this, while Sonnet will just go off and do whatever it wants, and it'll know that I want this implemented, and it'll implement it. So I'll have to say to like, hey, okay, implement this in combat. So you have more granular control here. Implement this in combat PY. Now it's going to be a question whether or not it's going to actually. We'll see. It's not currently implemented and used in combat PI. There's no port statements or usage of combat from your combat system. Yes. Fix my... Yeah, it might be better to... So there's good uses and bad uses. And go like, okay. Dog Tato, how are you, by the way? Let's say integrate into my combat. Sure. By replacing my current conclave logic. Let's see what it does. So yeah, I guess I like Sonic because you'll have Sonic go actually think and be like, okay, I have to do this next step, I have to do this next step, I have to do this next step. While 4.1 will actually just say, okay, whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do. Yeah, see? Formations, it's gonna figure it out. I do like that it has made it more modular. It's like, do you want to fix that formations syntax errors? Okay, well, let me see if it works first. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna tell you to go do. Fantastic, Dr. Tato. I'm super excited to see how your build order refactor works. I'm excited. Okay, so never mind. Truth be told, I guess it's probably good to switch back and forth between them. I'd probably use Sonnet to do the first implementation, and then switch to 4.1 to clean up Sonnet's work. As I am doing currently. I see. Something didn't close properly. See, I wonder if it's going to figure it out. And it's in its commenting system. Somewhere in the comments didn't work out. Like it's probably this right here, if I was to guess. So you have an extra looks like these extra comments. I'm gonna let it finish whatever it's doing, and then it's trying to. Is it running it by? Is it trying to run it? Oh, it is trying to run it. Fascinating. That is super fascinating. It tried to run it. It tried to run it, and then it realized it, and I think it's gonna go fix it. Let's see what happens. I could have fixed it myself. Oh, did it fix it? What happened? I probably could have fixed it, but I didn't want to like mess up whatever it's thinking. I actually don't know what it ended up doing. It's like digging. Maybe I'll just stop it and then fix it myself. Actually, don't know where that extra one went. I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh, it gave up. Okay. Let me see if I can just fix it myself. These ones? There. That should fix it, no? Yeah, okay. Why is it like, why are there so many concave formation groups? What did you do here? Concave formation group. Maybe it was, oh, maybe it got stuck. Are these all like concave formation groups that it tried to make? Yeah. Jesus. Are these all? Yep, that's it. Wait, is this also something it was trying to make? Okay, yeah. So it only needs one. And it might be because I switched between I just switched between the different models often, so maybe that might have actually ended up messing around with it. Yeah, so this is broken right now. That's okay. Man. Huh. Interesting. Make sure I understand what it did here. So we need to import math. Import math. Delete the rest of these, all this other stuff that it's like tried to do. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have switched back and forth between the different models because that's gonna like mess it up. So that is technically my fault for like trying to mess around with all these models in the same request. All right. Probably didn't need unit type ID. Maybe don't even need math. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens now. I thought I needed math. I thought so, but like, okay, I'll bring it back. I thought so. I was like, I probably needed math. Where are the units? Oh, they kind of started off in the concave. It's not like it's, oh my God, it actually kind of works. Oh my God, it's kind of works. Like it's not perfect, but it kind of works. Huh. Okay. Kinda, sorta. They are moving. Hold on. No, it's okay. It's not working. And they're doing they're moving as a group, which is not what I want to do. No, so no, it's not working. It's not working. I thought it was working. It looked like it was working. They are stutter stepping as a group, which is kind of cool. They stuttered themselves right into the corner, which is terrible. I need to check if the pathing will ensure that they don't do that, but yeah, that was terrible. Okay, so it's not working. No need to watch the whole thing. So we need to bring back math, I'm presuming. Okay, I think we need to go back to combat, and then so let's go back through the stuff. If not, units, group formation. So if there's not any units, do a group formation combat. Yeah, I'm gonna dig into that in a second, but we're gonna go back to some fundamentals. So right now, one of the things is I want to make sure, because right now I think we're using a move group, and I think we established that moving as a group actually is not going to be stutter step back group is not going to be. We're not going to want to do that. So we're gonna actually want to take a different approach to this. So this is going to be right up here. So we're like, if enemy units. We're actually gonna pull. I'm gonna actually use my original code from before. It's like just if enemy units, just do this. No, I just want this. Yeah, we just take if enemy units and then just basically say. Yeah, we'll just go. We're doing if. So you just want it after concave. If, and instead of doing this. Actually, we have to be careful because we don't want it to. We do actually want it to be if nearby enemy units, because you don't want to. If you wait for if enemy units, then it'll just do it anytime. So if nearby enemy units, we're actually just gonna want to do this. Now you want to tab in. Yeah, so if enemy units. Oh, where's the, what happens if it's not? Let's see what happens. So yeah, we make a buyer squad for buyer squad and buyer squad. Oh, snap. Not even moving. We killed something. Yeah, we killed something. Oh, that was the fallback. I see. Actually, we didn't want to move that, so we actually want to do... Four unit in squads. Start a unit back. Perfect. That's what we want. What is wrong with this? That looks right. Formation equals combat main. Blah, 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 blah. Nope, it's supposed to be formation equals. You got your syntax wrong, my friend. Formation equals da da da. Formation add. Set a unit back. What did we do wrong here? Oh, something's not supposed to be here. Unit target. Oh. Closest enemy. Nearby enemy. Oh, is there no closest enemy? Did we not have a closest enemy? Here's a closest enemy. Let's do this. Four unit in unit. There. That should fix that problem. And we actually only want to do stutter back if the health is low. But for now, I just want to make sure stutter back is worth it. It's what you don't want to do stutter unit back all the time, as we find out that's actually really bad DPS. Oh, I have to get going. Oh crap, I just realized it. I have to get going. But let's see if this works. Okay, it seems to be working now. Okay. Concave is not working, but the stutter unit back is working as it should. Okay. Okay, so stutter units back, unit back. We'll worry about that in a bit. Then we'll just do a little bit of a quick over. What's going on in the combat? It's like Sonnet is still the defining AI. Oh. Ah. Oh yeah, there. I must have deleted this position units in concave by accident. Arc degrees. Interesting. Okay, so you use arc degrees to do the width of the semicircle. Max unit. Max unit. Oh, what did it just do? Oh no, did it break? Is it breaking it? No! You'll try to rewrite the whole file. Indentation errors. That's must have what happened the first time. Okay, while it does that, I'm gonna go work on something else. No need to watch it when it's sure it'll know what it's doing and I can come back to it in a bit. Okay, so that's other units. I actually wanted to implement that it would we do stutter step back when we have low HP. If not be closest safe distance. If nearby unit. 4 unit and then we go. If yep, that's it. If units health percentages else. So if we don't have that, if the health percentage is less than 50%, Shift. Oops. Control else formation add. It's like a move. A move. Unit target closest enemy. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And actually, this should also follow in the suit, same suit. Should only do unit back, so it's like if health is less than 50%. Correct. That's exactly what you need to do. Done. What's going on here? You know what? I'm just gonna copy paste it. So I think it's broken. So I'm just gonna copy paste it. Its editing skills have fallen apart. There, that looks better. Much better. Okay, that looks like it is good. Whether or not it's going to be able to actually implement it, this is something to be discovered in a few minutes. I actually do need to get going, so we're going to have to see if this works. And if it works right away, then that's good. If not, then we're going to have to spend some time debugging it next week. I really wanted to work on the Protoss bot, but I think if I don't get this working, I will forget what we have done. So let's maybe... That's not really a semicircle, so whatever. I don't think they're actually stutter stepping. Oh, they are stutter stepping. Maybe 50% is too low. Maybe if it's not like maybe if it's not like if health is low, it's just stutter step. If under attack, maybe that's the better thing. I was like, oh, if its health is low, then you should stutter step, but that's like too late. Because then you can be like, if it's being targeted, because maybe health is not right. Because maybe you want to say, yeah, 50%. These units are too weak for that. Even if you said like less than 100%. So like less than 1. So basically, if it took damage, you'd be like, oh, if it took damage, then start stutter stepping. It's a temporary fix, but you might want to say like if it's being focus fired or if it's being targeted or something like that, instead of like, oh my god, it broke again. So basically, if it takes any damage, start stutter stepping. I do not have time for this. Okay, that's kind of working better. Oh, that worked a lot better. Yeah, that works a lot better. So if you start taking damage at all, we probably want to put it so it's like if you take damage instead of just like if you took any damage. But we'll leave it at this for now, and then we'll put it to do note, because like essentially you want like if you're like being focused on, or if it's being targeted, then. And there's something in Python SE2, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. I probably asked an AI to figure it out. But yeah, that looks so much cleaner. Now once I get the concave to work, then we're good. So we're not concaving, but okay, that's good. We'll put like a little to-do. Yeah, we're gonna want to do that in both these instances. And then easy to do. Find out why this is not working. Oh, I see why it's not working. It's not being used as a class. Okay. The implementation's off. I see why it's not working. So I'm gonna have to say, I'm trying to. Okay, I see why it's not working. So let's put a little formations.py isn't set as an Aries combat behavior. Yeah, okay, cool. We just need to, and then let's call that today. Added formations. Edit formations. Changed stutter. It's back to be health base. And okay, formations. Okay, let's commit that. All right, that is looking good. It's not ideal, but like you know, I like to have something working before we leave, but this is doable. Okay, cool. That's it for me today. All right, everybody. It was a good stream, a little rough at the start, but we're off to the races. We got something moving, something's happening. We got to fix up formations.py next week. I wanted to work on the StarCraft 2 bots next week, but that's fine. This will do. And then until then, though, if you want to give it yourself a shot, there's !template. Or if in the description you can get yourself your own bot. And then I also have now I revamped the Zerg Rush bot. But if you go there at the bottom of it, you can go get yourself a Zerg Rush bot, completely rebuilt it, make it like you could be up and running in short order. Probably less than 30 minutes to get it started. If you you know, if you're pretty good at what you're doing. If not, it might take you a little bit longer, but probably an hour. Probably take you an hour to do it if you you know, follow the guide I got for you. But if not, let me know, ping me what you're thinking, and then for next week we'll get formations and we'll get the concave. And then did we want to actually talk a little bit about what we're going to put next week as a little preview? Actually, let's go back for a second. Okay, so we're gonna get the concave out, and then we're gonna start putting in, I think, unit abilities. So we have the medevac healing, cyclone, lock on, and kiting. We're not gonna do ghosts because I don't think. Oh wait, we're actually only on the first type, so maybe we'll just do medevacs. And I think stim. I don't think I have stim in here. Do I have stim? Might have to check. We did the role behavior. I did kind of do like unit health, issue move attack. So stim. So yeah, action executions. Okay, cool. That's good. All right. Anyways, for now though, that's what we'll start working on it to next week. Once we get concaves set, we'll start adding unit abilities. I think we have stim capabilities. I have to double check, but either which way, we need to get that built. And until then though, I will see you next week. Grab yourself a template, get started. If not, also think about joining up into our membership, !join. If you join up, you can actually come in with me and we can actually switch on this bot. This is a group project. I actually don't want it to be by myself. And also you don't actually have to be in the come once a week. You can actually do a PR request in the group, submit a PR request for some stuff, and then we can approve it. And you know what? Show up at least in the week and we can talk in the chat. Either which way, I would like this to be a group project. It's not all me. I'm kind of working on it now because I'm by myself, but consider joining and we can work on it together. And then if part of that membership, you can we have a monthly debug session at the end of the month, and then these weekly coding groups, and then I do some challenges. We do some challenges every quarter. So let's make this happen. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Happy coding.